good.
I'm in the desert right now. You know, just chilling, good as I can be with everything that's going on. You know, 2 weeks since our last, uh, yeah, we had Christmas. What's happened in the last 2 weeks? A lot has happened in my life. Since we last spoke. I got engaged.
Yeah, boy.
So my
Woo.
Yeah, boy just got engaged to his longtime friend, girlfriend, partner. Um, you know, so that was cool. That was a special moment, special time. Everything. Huh? Uh, so, so, man, so I've been thinking about this for a while. I was actually gonna do it in 2019 when things were really going good in life, and then plans change, and I decided to call an audible and be like, let me just wait a later date. And then this year, I really started to think about it. During summer, I was thinking, or into the fall, and we had planned to make a trip to go to Hawaii to see my family and my grandmother. And we were supposed to have like some mini reunion or whatnot over there, and then a bright idea came to mind, and I was like, I think I'm gonna pop the question over there on New Year's Eve. I thought that would have been a dope move just to start the new year off right in Hawaii, engaged. Thought about that a lot, and then I meditated one morning, and another bright idea came, a brighter idea, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it here in Vegas, and I'm gonna bring her family together to witness this moment, which is a rare occasion for her whole family to be there because of family business. But and I ended up coordinating everybody with the help of her younger brother, everyone except her middle brother, who for for family reasons hasn't been around for the last few months. But her both her parents got together, and that was the first time they've seen each other in 2 years. Me and her father had a falling out a couple years ago, and we made amends. We went fishing like the week before, so that was cool. And then I staged the whole thing. I was like, I can be a real calculated dude, like when I want to be, and so like I had her brother that same day hit her up and be like, yo, come over to the crib later. Let's do some, pre-Christmas activities. And I also planned it in her head that I wanted to do like a little photo shoot because of the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn was in the sky, the closest that these planets appear visible to each other in mad years, like 800 years is the last time they appeared this close. They call it it's called the Great Conjunction. And it's significant for many reasons. A lot of people speculate that it was the Christmas star, the star of Bethlehem, the star that was seen when Jesus was born. And then every 20 years or so, Jupiter and Saturn, they make their orbit and end up being pretty close together. But this is the first time they've been super close in over like about 800 years and enter the age of, if anyone follows astrology or whatever, but it's where we have entered the age of Aquarius, which is the age of enlightenment. And I think it's going to be a new time. A lot of things are happening. And I thought that was a special moment. So I just decided to, I staged the whole thing around that. Oh, let's go do, a photo shoot at the park real quick, bring the tripod and whatnot. And then, so we did that and that her family had gotten there early and like just was hiding. And so, we posed for a photo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We posed for a photo and I just get down on one knee and pop the question. It all happened so fast. It really did. It was like super fast. Everything happened so fast. And it was just funny.
Were you like had that like butterfly in the chest, or were you just like, let's just do it
Nah,
because
I was a little
you
bit
were like
nervous. I wasn't
confident?
nervous. I was pretty confident, but I was a little nervous the day of. That's when the nerves came. But I looked at it more as so like excitement than nerves. I just wanted to go through with it. I was anxious to go. Like I felt like time was moving slow that day. Um, but I was pretty. This is where all the meditation and all that I practiced over the years come into play, where I can remain calm and try to slow things down and embrace the moments without getting over flustered or overexcited or too nervous. So, and I don't get me wrong, I felt it, but I was able to just feel it and not like stutter my words or like be all trip up over myself and have her suspicious. So I played everything calm and cool, and she was so caught off guard.
Yeah,
I joke around that I wish I had a GoPro on my head, because just to see everything hit her at one time was like, or several times, it was just funny for me. It was satisfying. All the planning worked out. The ring is
shit,
beautiful. She
man.
loves the ring, and to see her family
Shit,
pop out was like, to see her reaction when her family came out, and then she seen her dad and everybody. She was just blown away. So it was special. Yeah, it was dope.
that's dope.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man, that's fucking dope.
yeah, man.
Fuck it, man.
Grown man things.
I guess
What up?
I don't know, man. Now I gotta fucking get into shape, man. 2021, that's the year of weddings, man.
Yeah.
I know like 17 people getting married.
Dude,
Shit. I gotta
mad
get in
people
shape
got
now.
engaged these holidays, but look, we're not gonna we're thinking about having a civil wedding in 2021, but we're thinking about spring or something like 2022 to have the wedding, because we're not really trying to worry about planning a wedding, or we don't even know how 2021 is gonna look. It's not looking too promising, the first half at least. So we're gonna take this. We're gonna let
Yeah,
2021 blow by, and plan it throughout the year and save money and whatnot. And then early 2022, we're thinking about having or is when we aim to have a wedding where everyone can celebrate, where we could feel safe about gatherings and all that kind of stuff. So no rush.
yeah, man. Well, 2021 is the year of the ox,
Yeah.
so it might be a little bit more. I don't know my Chinese horoscopes, man, but when I hear
What does that
ox,
mean? Like hard headed or what?
I hear like fierce, like
Oh.
anger, and shit like that. Because like this year was the year of the rat, 2020, and
Fucking
rats
rats.
definitely have disease. You know what I'm saying? And this is what 2020 brought, was disease, straight up.
Damn.
So
yeah, man.
let me check what 2022 is.
Yeah, man.
2022 is like it might be one of those numbers, like those synchronistic numbers, 222 or whatever.
I think 2022 is going to be a
type.
really good year. So you know what I'm comparing it to in my mind, because what of certain economic strategists have said that in a couple years the economy in the country is going to be booming, like how it was in the Roaring '20s, because that's how it was after the Spanish influenza, the Spanish flu. After that pandemic in 1918, it was the Roaring '20s, and it's called the Roaring '20s for a reason. And so, because everything was booming, everyone was partying, everyone was having a good time because they survived the pandemic. And that's what's going to happen again this time around, is once we get through this and once some time passes and people are going to wild out, people are going to want to party, travel, celebrate, do everything. So I'm looking at 2022 as our Roaring '20s. You feel me? Like it's going to be, let's get through 2021.
20s.
Yeah.
But it's the Roaring '20s of the 2000s. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's the 1920s. Now it's
exactly
the 20s of the 2000s. So
100 years later.
Yeah, that's
so it's going to be crazy.
Coincidental.
100 years later, it's going to be the same thing. We get through this pandemic, this crazy virus. let everybody, heal up and everything. Let the land heal up, let the and then boom, 2022, 23, 20, it's gonna be turned the fuck up because we're gonna be like, yo, we made it. Like we're tired of being cooped up in the house. We want to travel. We want to party. We want to see our people. We want to have a good time. We want to have events. We want to spend money. Life is short. Let's live it. I think that's gonna be the attitude. It's gonna be the 20, like the roaring, like you said, the roaring 20s of the 2000s. So let's get through 2021. It's not gonna happen that fast. It's gonna take a couple years, is what people are predicting. But once we get
to the government, man.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
It's all up to the government. It's all up to them because we're still waiting. Did you know the House passed the stimulus bill for the $2,000 stimulus check?
Oh, did they pass that?
It has to go to the Senate.
Oh, okay.
The House did, so it goes to the Senate now, and then the Senate is going to determine if it's going to go through. I think Trump was down with it, so it's just all.
Yeah, Trump is the one who's pushing for it. That's the reason why he signed the relief bill, because he wanted to.
Yeah, but I think the Senate is more. I might be wrong, but like more Republican. So, and a lot of like, what do you call it? Traditional Republicans. They're more. They don't want to like give money out like that, because they believe in more of the economic, whole, I guess. But shit, I know, man. Just give me my 2Gs.
I mean,
2Gs will help a lot, man.
Oh yeah, 2Gs would help a lot.
$600 is like 600 is like okay, whatever. But
you can't even buy a PS5 with that. I think, what the fuck?
But I think if you have like unemployment benefits, you get an extra 300 with whatever you get.
Yeah, and that's until mid-March. So
like people will get like $600-700 per week for some people.
Yeah. And that's still more than people was making when they was working. Yo, people was on like trust.
Yeah, true.
So,
dude, I went to McDonald's today, man. Like, my girl wanted to go to McDonald's, and I could just tell these people hate their life. They went, man, I want fucking unemployment. I can't. And I could tell by the quality of the order that I got. I was like, yeah, they don't give a fuck. Everything's all fucked up. Didn't give me no damn sauce for the chicken nuggets. I'm like,
they messing up. Okay, they messing up. They don't care.
They're not messing up. They just don't care.
They're not feeling you. They're not feeling it. They're not like, yo, they're not about to, they're doing it for the bare minimum because they have to. They probably couldn't get unemployment. So you know what I noticed though,
like young teens.
A lot of these places, like, I'm not sure. I mean, like a lot of these places is like you could tell a lot of them are new workers. Like, cause like you gotta think like the ones that couldn't get unemployment, they had to go get a job. And then the ones that were getting unemployment, they're like, fuck this, I'm gonna get unemployment. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But listen, it's not gonna last forever.
It's not. I can't. It'd be the end of the world if that happened.
People it's not gonna last forever.
People need to work because, dude, I honestly, even though like how shitty like the past jobs I've had, and some of them were good, it's just like I think like the whole process of you doing something and like getting up and maybe having like a little bit of communication with your coworkers.
That's all part of it. That's part of the culture. That's part of the life.
It's all part of it. I think it's nice. It's uplifting because it's a change of pace. Because sometimes when I stare at these white walls, man, I'm just like, this is bullshit. And then when I go outside, I'm like, oh, it's the same fucking trees I just saw yesterday. And shit.
Yeah.
So it becomes a little bit redundant. So I just like maybe the work, and then maybe not take work for granted. I think nobody will take work for granted, especially people that haven't worked.
But here's the thing, though, right?
By March,
is the things like once we get back to normal, it's gonna be back to normal like quick. It's gonna feel like none of this even happened. So I say soak it in. Trust me, when the world gets back into normal, we're gonna hit the ground running so fast. It's gonna be like we're gonna forget about this whole year. So we're not gonna forget, like, oh, like we're gonna remember always, but like it's gonna be too. We're not gonna we're gonna be back into that matrix, man. And you know that's what it is. You know what? That's what it is the matrix, and it's the routine of things. And I don't know, but this year for me has been like it's been one of the best years, honestly. It's had its ups and downs, but as far as like the space to start something new, the mind states that the amount of reflection time and just like the chance to like slow everything down and re-steer and re-plan and re-strategize before you hit full force on the journey again, I think is just was essential for me at least. And um I can't wait. I find myself saying I can't wait to get back to normal because I miss a lot of things. I do miss working. You know, I do miss doing what I did, you know, bartending, and I miss my coworkers and I miss seeing people. I miss going to things, festivals, concerts, shit like that. But I have also realized that I want to have a mix of this world and that world. So my main goal right now is to like um, set myself up to work from home or work remotely. I know that for sure because I don't want to go clock in and have anyone, you know, and just the way the place that my mind this year has taken my mind and my soul and my body too. Um, I don't think it would have got there if everything, you know, didn't pop off the way it popped off. Now we're a few more days into the end of the year. We were supposed to go to Hawaii. Me and my family were supposed to go to Hawaii tomorrow. But guess what? One of us pops positive for COVID-19 this past weekend. And it was my better half. It was my significant other. Um, and you know what? This whole experience has taught me a lot, taught us a lot. Um, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go into the story, break it all down how we got to this point right now. Because right now we're quarantined, we're isolated, we haven't seen our daughter in a few days, and we're not gonna see her for a few more days. She's at the brother's house, and the mom is there too. So, you know, so earlier this month, we we went to this little family get together, and that the next week one of the people that were there tested positive for COVID-19. So we're like, oh shoot, that's crazy. That same week, our daughter catches like a slight fever, like a mild fever for like 1 to 2 days. And then she knocks it out, nothing. So we didn't think anything of it. The next week on the 17th, I started feeling, I remember this is how it happened. I went to the gym the night on the 16th, the night of the 16th. And I just was like, because I'm so into my routine, like sometimes I make myself go even when I don't feel like going. Now that night I didn't feel like going, but I went and I noticed I was like weak. I was just like tired. I was like than usual. And I was like, let me just, you know, I just was like, you know what, let me just go light today, but let me get through it. I went home, got about 4 hours of sleep, went fishing. That was the day I went fishing with my girl's dad and her brothers. And so I had 4 hours of sleep and went fishing, got home, was done for the rest of the day. The next 5 days after that, I was so fatigued. I was like bedridden. Like I didn't have a fever. I didn't have congestion. I didn't have coughing or sneezing, or I had mild sinus pressure, like mostly behind my eyes. And then my ear felt like it was clogged. And then I had acute appendicitis symptoms, which was pretty interesting. I was like, what's this all about? And I didn't really look into it until days after, but apparently appendicitis symptoms are congruent with COVID-19, the COVID-19 virus. And I didn't know that was a thing. So I didn't even think nothing of it. And I didn't have a fever or none of that shit. So I didn't even think it was COVID. After about 5 or 6 days, I started feeling better. But then my girl started feeling like she developed a congestion and then some fatigue, but no fever, no nothing like that. So we weren't really tripping. On the 23rd, I had picked up some weed, and I had two different types of weed, and I sniffed in the bags and I couldn't smell shit. I was like, that's so fucking weird. I go into the house and my girl's baking pumpkin pie, pumpkin crunch, freshly. She was baking like three of them for the holidays, and I was like, that's weird because usually that smell fills the whole place up, and I couldn't smell it. So I bring this to my girl's attention, and I was like, smell this weed. You smell anything? And she's like, no, I don't smell anything. And I'm like, that's smell the pie. Go up close to it. Do you smell the pie? Couldn't smell anything. So we start test smelling everything, incense, perfume, cologne, we spraying it, like fish sauce, everything. We couldn't smell shit. It was like the most bizarre fucking thing. And I wasn't even congested, bro. Like I was breathing perfectly normal. I could taste everything, so I didn't notice. I could still eat and taste everything. I just couldn't smell anything, like zero smell. So that the next day we end up sending right away. We're like, okay, that's weird as fuck, and we know that's one of the major symptoms. So that caught our attention. We sent our daughter and her mom over to the brother's house. We get tested on the 26th. All of us, me, Jez, and the mom, and Jez ends up testing positive, and me and the mom test negative. We end up gaining our sense of smell back the same day we get tested. In that morning we started to get our sense of smell back, and I got it back pretty much all the way now. Like I can smell, but just for those 2 days, for the 2 or 3 days that I noticed it was gone, it was gone. So we end up having to cancel Hawaii, which was very disappointing. But you got to take the good with the bad, because I'm just glad that we didn't get super sick, because I know this virus fucks people up, and I'm glad that we didn't get super sick, and also that I think we've seen the tail end of it. I don't think we're gonna feel any worse than we did a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. So I'm donating blood and to get the antibody test, and I'm taking another COVID test tomorrow in the morning because I've been in contact with Jez. And hopefully we'll have both of her, and Jez getting tested again on Wednesday because she's feeling better. So hopefully we'll have our results by the end of the week, around New Year's Eve, and we'll be back with our families and getting healthier and stronger and heal up from there. But man, it's been tough, man. It's been such an inconvenience, let me tell you. Like not being around with our family and seeing our daughter and like having her miss us and us miss her, and just like, man, it's a bitch, and I can only imagine what other people had to go through with this thing. Because like I said, I know this fucks people. It fucked a lot of people up. People lost their lives.
What do you like? How do you explain to your daughter that you have this, or does she know? Is she aware of what this is?
Yeah.
Or are you just telling her
So
that,
we keep just telling.
Or
We just kept telling her that we're sick and that we don't want to get her sick, so we can't be in the same area, in the same place, and when we get better, we're gonna see her again. But it's so heartbreaking, man. Like honestly, like the stuff that, because she's like, we FaceTime her every day, and she's like asking, are you better yet? Are you better yet? Like I want to go home. I miss my family. I want to go. She's like 3 years old, and she's saying all this, like I miss my family. When can I go home? Are you gonna see me? Are you gonna see me? So it's very tough. That part is very, very difficult to like deal with, and we need to stay strong, because that there's nothing we can do. Like we're doing the right thing by isolating ourselves and keeping her away, even though like the statistics show that kids are very unsusceptible to this virus. We don't want to take a chance. We never did want to take a chance. So it's just, that's the tough part. And we everyone over there, like she's in good hands, like with her mom and her brothers and sister-in-law, and they're all taking a really good care of her and reiterating that but that's the thing, it's like it's traumatizing for the kids too, because it's like the separation, kids at different ages, they're like, they want to hug, they're very affectionate, they're very, and they need that touch and their love, and when you can't give that to them, it's like that's trauma, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not, and then the mask part and just seeing the masks, and it's just weird, man. It's just so fucking weird. And these kids are going to remember this forever. So other people have it worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know somebody who hasn't seen their kids in like 2 weeks. So it's difficult, man.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. And it sucks on many levels, man. And it's just like the timing of things is just a bitch, man.
Yeah, man.
But
It's
yeah.
well,
We were taking
well,
supplements.
my what kind of
What?
supplements? Vitamin D, all that shit.
Vitamin
You taking that vitamin D?
D6, vitamin D6, vitamin B12, vitamin C. We should start taking some zinc, but I have that in a multivitamin. And then we were taking some magnesium too, which is like helps for like muscle relaxing and just body aches and pain. I stopped taking that after 2 days because I didn't need it. But the vitamin D6 and B12 help a lot. And the vitamin C as well, the 1,000 milligram emergency. But and just lots of water, man.
So
and, yeah.
yeah. So my girl, you know, she's in the health. She's a frontline worker. So she actually got the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually 2 parts. I didn't know that. So
Right.
she got the first shot, and then in like 2 weeks she gets the second shot and stuff. So and that completes the vaccine. But yeah, it's all free for all the healthcare workers and stuff. So and
Right.
she feels normal and stuff. She does have a card. It's like the COVID card that you got the vaccine. So it's like it's on the fridge, and I look at it. I'm like, damn, that might be the future of you.
Yeah.
People must have this card to go do stuff, to travel. Definitely to travel. That's immunization for that is probably number one, and then like probably like to go to like concerts or. So I think this card is going to be like mad crucial. But then I could also see like some weird black market of these like COVID vaccine cards. Like, you know how you go to the swap and you get a fake ID.
For sure.
They're gonna have that shit too. So you don't know.
For sure.
So that's why we can't trust people. We can't trust it still. You know, it's like because these trials with like the vaccines, like people are getting them, but you're not putting them with like COVID people and unprotected. You know, to see if like they don't get it. You just have it. So
yeah.
But
yeah, it's bizarre, man. Where I feel like it's gonna head down that route too. And you know, I'm excited to get the results back from I want to see if I have the antibody, because I do feel like I did have it, because I lost the fatigue and the appendicitis symptoms. I remember the fatigue and the appendicitis symptoms that bugged me out. Like, I really wanted to go get that checked out, but then all the symptoms had left after about 4 to 5 days. And I didn't have insurance at the time. I have insurance kicking in on the 1st of the year. So I am going to go look further into it, because if you wait too long on those kind of things, it could be really detrimental, and I need to go get that checked out. I'm gonna get a full physical beginning of the year, just blood work. I mean, I'm already gonna get my blood work analyzed by United Health or United Blood Care, whatever it's called.
Yeah, they're gonna check your antibodies,
like cholesterol,
all that shit,
blood pressure, and all that stuff.
But when I did it, I don't have any antibodies. So because I've been pretty much, even though I do travel back and forth from here in Reno, like just pretty much like quarantine. Like I stay in a small circle of people. So and stuff.
Yeah, and me too. But I don't even know like how I've been going fishing and I've been seeing like the same people. I mean, unless it was from earlier this year when we were in that, which was like, damn near 3.5 weeks ago. And I didn't start feeling any symptoms until like the 17th. But man, what an interesting experience that was, because I feel like, man, the loss of smell part bugged me out. Like, that was weird as fuck, because I wasn't even congested. And then the appendicitis symptoms, I'm like, oh, I gotta go get this shit checked out because I feel like if that shit swells up or bursts or whatever, I'm fucked. And I just remember being
Yeah.
the fatigue. But I attribute my naive ass, like I didn't want to believe I had it because I was like, man, I've been doing, I've been working out, I work out 3 to 5 times a week. I go fishing, I'm active, I have a 3-year-old, so I just figured maybe I was tired, like I was just tired. I didn't have a fever or anything, so I just thought I was tired. But that was probably COVID, man. My body trying to recover from that. And so I'm excited to see if I have the antibodies because I hear from some of the little research that I've done, those antibodies are good for up to like 8 months of like help fighting off future infections and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see.
Shit, man. Well, hope she gets better, and hope you guys.
Yeah, she's doing well, by the way. She's doing fine. She's doing a lot better than she was last week, where she had more fatigue and congestion. But now she's just got a little bit of minor congestion, and but yeah, she's doing well. Where she's resting up, eating well. And I think, and hopefully when she tests in 2 more days, she'll be all right. But yeah, man, COVID-19, guys, is not a joke. Take care of yourselves. If I wasn't taking such good care of myself, I mean, I can't even say that I was taking such good care of myself, but I was in the gym. I was active. I was staying hydrated. And if I wasn't doing all that, I could have, who knows, I could have got even more fucked up, I was taking, the cold showers that helps build your immune system. I've been doing this every single day, and I still did it every single day throughout all this. So, that could have helped me, fight up. Plus, taking, your supplements. If you're not eating as well, if your diet is not that good, take the D6, take the zinc. I'll take your proper supplements and vitamins because it's gonna help, man. If when you do get it, it's gonna help you fight. Your body is gonna be in a better position to fight off the infection. Because it's gonna hit, man. This shit is so fucking contagious. Like everyone is gonna get this shit unless you get that vaccine in time before you get it. I feel like everyone's gonna get this shit. And I'm reading reports about extra, like this thing mutating and this extra contagious in parts of the UK, and it's just getting out of hand, man. I mean, it's been out of hand, but
yeah,
it's not going away.
It's getting weird. Yeah, I've been just reading like some weird news, like a lot of like Chinese reporters, journalists, especially around the Wuhan area, the origins, like the government's like shutting them down. Like you can't even talk about this shit anymore, like because they're trying to.
Oh, the first person that reported it, yeah.
Got.
Did you hear the article about the first person that warned? No, one of the first doctors that reported on the early stages of this virus just got sentenced to 4 years in China, talking about that that person was manipulating the information and causing hysteria when all that person was trying to do was to warn everybody of what was coming. Just got sentenced to 4 years in prison.
So, right. And crazy. It's like, yeah, that shit's wild over there, but everything is more open over there.
It's a dictatorship.
Dictatorship, totalitarian, like almost like straight communist. But yeah, that shit's all fucked up, man. 2020, man. I was thinking about like all the music I've been listening to this year, because a lot of people put out music. A lot of artists that can't perform, so they have to put out music. Mm-hmm. And I was like listening, I was like recapping, like what was some good music that I listened to this year. But pre-pandemic, I gotta say like Matt Miller Circles. That was that was my jam for like a couple months, bro. Months. And then Run the Jewels 4. That was a great album, man. That's my shit. I fucking love that group. Killer Mike and all them. They just fucking do that social justice shit like hardcore, man. I'm just like, this shit's so dope. Yeah, but I think, honestly, like my favorite album that I've listened to this year is Freddie Gibbs, The Alchemist, Alfredo. Have you listened to that? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Dude, that shit is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Freddie Gibbs is fire.
It seems like Freddie Gibbs doesn't like breathe he just keeps spitting, dude. It's like crazy how does he
Oh
have like
yeah,
enough breath, to like just keep spitting. But
yeah,
man, dude. But
yeah. He got bars.
yeah, dude. I've been on those albums. I've been on those albums for a hot minute. But then a lot of people been listening trash ass music too. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I was just like,
I've been
I was
also.
like, come on, some weird
Yeah,
shit, man.
yeah,
Because
man.
like I don't know, there's this hype on Playboy Cardi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playboy Cardi, and his album that just came out like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it and I was just like, what?
It's trash.
It's like, am I getting too old that I don't understand what this new direction of like hip hop is going to, or is this just trash? Like, because I just like, maybe I don't understand because maybe we're getting older and we're having this like
we're not in that scene, that young mentality. Scene. Yeah. We're not in that young scene. So, the kids are popping off to that shit in the 18 and up clubs and shit, But I listen to a lot of the same shit, bro. Like I listen to a lot of Cudi, a lot of Mac Miller, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Drake, I like Tame Impala. I like visiting old shit, old Nas, old Jay-Z. I like New Jabez. I like I don't know, man. I just,
dude, that first the first Jay-Z album, because I revisited it, dude, and like that's like a workout for my workouts, bro.
Oh yeah,
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt.
Fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah,
dude, that's the workout fire. Jams, bro, right there.
I just switched over from Apple Music to Spotify. And I like Spotify's curated playlists way better. So, they got like the workout playlist, like the Dwayne Johnson workout playlist or whatever. So they got like, I think that's cool. And I like discovering new music through Spotify. They make it easier that way. Spotify does. Apple Music is just like, you got to know what you want on there. But with Spotify, I find myself discovering a lot of new music on there.
It's been harder though. Even though Joe Rogan moved to Spotify, it's hard to keep up with it because like there's not a lot of like notifications.
You don't get like the feed or anything like that. Yeah,
like from YouTube. Like YouTube, that bell button, and then it gives you like a notification. Yeah, and I follow JRE on Spotify, but it doesn't really give me that notification. Like, oh, this person's on. Like
they gotta fix that. They gotta fix the feed. The feed on that shit.
Because I'm missing it. I'm missing that shit, man. I'm missing
because it's still kind of like how do I get to this? Because there's like so many suggested. Like it's they got to fix that part, like the user experience. But I think they'll get there.
Yeah. The one I've been wanting to watch. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Is the one with Jay Prince on it because I want to see.
I seen parts of it. I seen parts of it. Yeah. Jay Prince is such a cool OG, man. He's just super cool the whole time. I haven't, you know what? Now that you mention it, I haven't even listened to a single podcast on Spotify, JRE podcast on Spotify. I've just been still watching the clips on YouTube. Unless it's like, I think the last one I really watched was him and Dave Chappelle and the other guy.
And Donna Rollins.
Yeah. That was the last one I watched full.
Yeah, there's not a lot, man. So honestly, sometimes I just listen to old ones. I listen to like the David Goggins ones. He just keeps talking about the same shit. And I'm just like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was fucking 300 pounds, fat as shit. Lost all this fucking weight because I ain't a bitch. Whatever. He's like that. Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is tight.
Yeah.
This is my I've been watching. This is my sermon right now.
Yeah. I've been watching Joe Rogan's business partner and friend Aubrey Marcus podcast. He's been having some very interesting guests on his podcast lately. Sadhguru, the Indian guy who's like traveling, the Indian mystic who's like traveling the States right now. He was just with Will Smith. He's stopping in, interviewing with a bunch of different people. But he was just on Aubrey Marcus podcast. And he has a lot of interesting people on there, a lot of like futuristic, spiritual, freaking just out there nomads, man. It's just they're on some other shit, but I dig it.
Mm,
They're on the I dig it though because I feel like they're the pioneers of this new wave that's about to come within humanity as far as merging all parts, the feminine and the masculine and the light and the dark and all parts of being a human being. They're on this wave right now of like just self mastery and healing and just abundant living. I'm into that. Like I'm into like learning and letting myself live freely and fully, you know, which is on the journey that I'm on right now, because life can be so mundane. Life can be so, and this is why, you know, I'm actually I'm thinking about getting a trip in before the end of the year. Like, since I have this time before we have to link the family back up, I think I'm going to trip on the 30th.
yeah.
Just have a little, you know, a little shroom tea or whatnot. But because it gives me so much
Listen to that Kid
perspective.
Cudi, bro.
Yeah, man. I think that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to set everything up. But it just gives me so much perspective on life. And when things can, especially when things can seem mundane, or when you're looking for some insight on myself or your life or whatever is going on, it really helps on getting a little trip in and going into those parts of your mind. But I'm looking forward to 2021, man. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna take it as like, oh, this is gonna be way better, or this is gonna be my year. I'm taking it. I'm pacing myself through this year. That's my mindset. I'm gonna see where the first quarter goes, how that goes, and then I'm gonna continue to build up all these new endeavors that I've been working on this year, as far as screen printing, designing, tie dyeing, fishing, podcasting. I want to up it a level this coming year, and we'll build off that, man. So I'm excited, man. And as far as my health too, man, like I've been really, I want to give my health more emphasis on health this year, because we've been like with the whole COVID thing, the whole COVID scare, and appendicitis and all these other ailments that I don't even want to experience more of. I want to, you know, I'm taking, even though I've been in the gym, I'm thinking about doing like, I'm gonna start doing like, you know, eating just way healthier. And like, I need to, man, because we're getting older, and it's not fun being sick, man. It's not fun to suffer. It's not fun being in pain. It's not fun. It's not the business, man. You can't even enjoy anything if you don't have your health. So take care of yourself.
So are you saying these are like,
myself.
Do you think this is like, do you believe in New Year's resolutions, or is this just like, you know, like, I know, you know, the saying like new year, new me, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like when people set resolutions, it's you're down to fail that, you know?
Yeah.
It's more just like, don't speak of it. Just like, if you want to get it done, you're just going to do it or some shit like that. That's what, you know.
There's this one, yeah, I feel you though, because people put so much pressure on themselves to be like, oh, I got to make this one. It's the first of the year. So I got to, you know, commit to this one thing
next year.
Yeah. Commit to this one thing. But that's the thing about the mindset thing is that every day is a fresh start. It doesn't have to be once a year. Like, you have to play that game with yourself. Like, every day, that attitude, that energy that people have for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, that, oh, I'm going to fucking work out, I'm going to do all this. You can have that attitude every single day of your life. It's you that puts that on yourself. So it's like, you have to figure out, like, for me, like, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what can I, like, how can I switch my perspective to have that, you know, to have that perspective that every day we're born again. Every day is a fresh slate. Every day we can let go of all our troubles of the past. If you, with a fresh mind state and a fresh attitude, if you could put that on yourself, it's all a belief system. So there is something significant about dates and numbers, though. Like, you know, every year, oh, first of the year, that it's like it tricks your mind that, oh, I get to start over. But if you take that and apply it to every day, like, okay, tomorrow's or today when you wake up, today's a new day. Let's start fresh. You know, you could do that too. And imagine if people did that instead of waiting once a year to do it. You know, because who the fuck is telling you? Who's telling you that you have to wait every new year to fucking make a resolution? You could make a daily resolution. That's why I write down goals. So I write down journal every day. Is because to work through all the bullshit, to sift through all the BS, man, because that's all BS that we tell ourselves every year. Oh, new year, new me. Like you could do, what about new day, new you? You know what I mean? Like you making up the rules, you're putting that on yourself. No one else is telling you shit. So it's all mind games and whatnot that people play with themselves, you know. And it just so happened that everyone likes to play that game beginning of the year.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I think like, I don't want to call it a New Year's resolution, but for me, like, I want to like try to enjoy suffering. I don't know. Enjoy discomfort, enjoy it. Because once I feel like breaking that threshold of enjoying it could like, you know, shoot you to like whatever potential. Like last week, I was running like every day. I made it a goal for some reason to run or jog or whatever. But here it's like below 30 degrees, and I ran every morning around this marina in Reno. It's like a big pond. People could fish there and all that shit. Man, dude, talk about suffering, man. I'm like over here like at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. It's fucking 25 degrees. I'm like, my body doesn't get warm up until the second mile. I'm just like, damn, dude, this is rough. Like, you know, but then when I get done, the reward is so satisfying. The reward of eating something after, that feeling of reward for something you did really hard is so satisfying. And I'm trying to like recreate that with many things that I want to do, but I have to enjoy the suffering first, you know?
Yeah.
In order to get
I feel
there.
I feel that. Or not even like I wouldn't even not even enjoy it, because you know, sometimes suffering is not, you can't really enjoy it, but embracing it, you know what I mean? Just embracing that it's part of the process and putting yourself through it because you can. And the suffering part is, you know, that it's just part of it. It's the yin to the yang, you know what I mean? Or it's the yang to the yin. Is you cannot it's as cliche as all these sayings are, like you cannot have light without dark, you cannot have joy without suffering, you cannot have love without pain. Like these things need each other. And if you really want to have like experience some joy and some satisfaction, then do something hard first, because the satisfaction that comes after that is 10 times more gratifying than if you just got something handed to you, you know. And that part of that ebb and flow of sacrificing and suffering for reward and for satisfaction is what keeps us going as humans, man, as beings, as people. Like we need that ebb and flow. We need that give and take. We need that you know, that contrast of suffering and sacrificing to get to gain something, you know. That's part of what life is, you know. I seen a commercial the other day. I think it was a Nike commercial, or I don't know what commercial it was, but Kobe was speaking on it, and he said something like, "Sport is the greatest metaphor for life." And in that statement, I was like, "That's true," you know, because it's like, we're in sport, you're reaching for something, you're stretching yourself thin, you're pushing yourself past your limits, you're dealing with loss, mistakes, and all kinds of grief and all kinds of things, just to have a taste of greatness, of glory, of satisfaction, of accomplishment. And that's what life is, you know, is Nothing comes easy, you know. If you want to get in shape, you have to work out. You have to do those things. Those things are hard. Um, just being healthy, not even in shape, just being healthy, period, in today's age is a hard thing to do because it's so easy to be unhealthy with all the processed foods and fast foods and vices and media. It keeps us on the couch lazy. Like it's so hard to like stay on top of your health nowadays because everything enables us. Everything keeps us lazy and just self gratification, and everything is instant and fast. And nowadays, if you really want to gain something worthwhile, you have to put in the time. You really have to be put in the time to be consistent and to. And I read another quote that said, "Discipline will take you way further than motivation." If you can stay motivated, that's great. But how long will that last? It's discipline that triumphs over everything. Discipline and consistency, because motivation runs out really fast. It's staying disciplined. It's doing the things that you don't want to do, or doing the things that you know you're supposed to do when, especially when you don't want to do it. You know, that's discipline. That's how you stay consistent. And that's gonna take you, I think, beyond your own thoughts because you're not going to let yourself stop, you know? And that's the whole mindset that I've been putting myself in as far as these endeavors is it's the consistency that's going to take you there, not anything else. It's do a little bit of it every day. Take a break, yeah, to recover and rest so that you can charge up, but you can't ever stop. You have to set yourself up in the mindset, yeah, you're going to be doing something and working at something for 10 plus years or longer. If you really want to be great at something, that's with your health, that's with any craft, that's with anything.
It's funny because over the holidays, I watched the Pixar's Soul.
Dude, I just watched that shit too. That shit is that movie. I wanted to actually talk about that. That movie is everything, bro. That shit resonated with me so much. I know it did with you too, because the dude was playing music. Yeah.
It sat differently for sure, and I was just like, damn. But then it got like really deep about like, you know, how, damn, you reached your goal, but you don't feel.
Yeah,
it don't feel right. You know, remember that part? It don't feel.
Yeah, that part stuck out to me the most when he like, you know,
played the show.
Yeah, like, he played the show, and that way he got a super. He felt super good and accomplished. And then afterwards, he's like, "What next?" You know, he was chasing the next high, the next thrill, the next ride. And you know what? That I actually was talking about that because that scene stuck out the most to me when his the person he played with, she told a story, and she was like, and it just hit me so hard because I feel like that's what a lot of people are on as far as life. You know, we're always trying to reach the next pedestal and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Right.
So she was like,
what is it? Yeah, you say. I think you remember it better than I do.
Yeah. So she was like, there's a story about a fish. She said, there's a story about a fish, and a young fish swims up to an older fish and asks, "Hey, I'm trying to find this thing called the ocean." And the older fish says, "The ocean? That's what you're in right now." And the young fish says, This is water. I'm trying to find the ocean." And the scene ends like that. She walks off, and because the guy was like, the main character in that movie was like, "What's the next thrill? What's the next thrill? What's the next thing?" You know, and I think the lesson in that is that, you know, there's peaks and valleys in life, and you're never going to reach the top. Once you think that you've reached the top, there's another valley, you know, and that sets a lot of people up for disappointment. You see that in fighters who don't know what to do at the end of their career because fighting is everything to them, and they don't know how to let it go. They don't know how to go to the next peak, so they just end up in a valley because they don't know that, you know, like this comes to an end one day, and like you have to figure out what else to do to keep you going and keep you happy, because the climb to Mount Everest it's gonna, once you get to that top, you're gonna plateau. You know what I mean? There's no further going. So if you're setting your goals and your ambitions to I'm just gonna keep going higher, higher, and higher, and higher, and higher. You're gonna set yourself up for disappointment. And another metaphor I got is everyone is trying to look for the big thing in life, the next big thing, the thing that's gonna make you feel like you're somebody, the thing that's gonna make you feel like you've made it in life, the thing that's gonna make you feel like you're worth it. When you don't need any of that shit, you're here. Like you should feel like that right now. And that's the thing. That's the metaphor with everyone is all the young ones, all the young fish are trying to find the ocean, but you're in the ocean right now. You just think it's water. Everyone is trying to find the best thing in life, the next thrill, the next rush. Where is that? When I get rich, I'll feel like I made it. When I get that house, I feel like I'm worth it. When I get meet my soulmate, I feel like I'm loved. But you don't need like that. All that shit is at where you're at right now. You're in it. You're swimming in it. You know what I mean? You're in it, bro. And that shit hit me, and because I've had these epiphanies on psychedelics, when all the filters in your mind go away, and all your judgments and all your prejudgments and all your all the things that how you interpret the world just fade away. You'll realize that this moment, just being alive, is the gift. Just being here in this space, wherever you're at, is the blessing. But we've been conditioned to go search for something that's a figment. It's a mirage, and we give ourselves meaning. We give it so much meaning.
Yeah, that character, the character that didn't complete the patch on the chest, to get sent to Earth. Like she was looking for the spark, and she was looking for whatever hobby, skill. But honestly, the spark was the spark to live, to enjoy, to live.
That was the spark,
to appreciate everything. Yeah, and I was like,
exactly. That was deep, right? I was like, damn. She's like, what's my spark? What's my spark? I'm not worth it. Like nothing. And it was just like, she was like, I think walking is my spark. I think just, watching the leaf fall off the tree is my spark. And that was like the most beautiful thing, because it's like, being here on earth is the spark. Our time is short. It's limited. Like we make so much, we give so much meaning, like, I have to do this for me to feel like I'm somebody, for me to feel like I'm something. But just being here, period. If you have friends and family and parents, like you're already fucking blessed. You're in the ocean. You know what I mean? You're in the ocean already. You don't need to go find the ocean. You're already in it. And I feel like once people can realize that, it's you can have some major breakthroughs, because we're so ambitious as people. We feel like we need to do so much to feel like we're something. We feel like we need to be the best at what we have to be. And yes, there's room. That's what life is about. There's room for that. You can be that, but I don't think people realize that you don't have to be to still deserve love, to still be worthy, to still enjoy life, to still appreciate all of this being here. You know what I'm saying? We're all in the search of something, the pursuit of happiness, right?
Because look at that other character in the movie. And anybody listening to this, just watch the movie. It's not even a spoiler. It's not even a spoiler if we're talking about it right now, because you got to watch it again and it's going to be sick. Yeah. But like that character, that's the sign spinner. Because that dude was he was reaching the nether world. Yeah, he was just like, I'm going to go into the zone, dude. I'm just going to go ride a fucking ship and just look at lost souls. And I was just like, that's the dude. Oh, he does. That guy enjoys life. That dude
was in it, bro. He was enjoying his life, man. And I've met a few people like that who are just out there and weird and nomadic and just, but they're like highly tuned and they know what's up. They know that, like, it's just weird, but by society standards, they're outcasts, they're weirdos, they're out of it, but they don't fit into the matrix. You know what I mean? I know a few characters like that. So I thought that character was hilarious, bro. Yeah. But in the cosmic world, he was like this captain of the ship. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious, bro.
He was the guy. Yeah, and then I guess another subject of the movie is like the acceptance of like death, you know, because
Yeah.
in the beginning, he was like, he saw the fucking light. He didn't want to go. He was trying to run away from it, run away
Yeah.
from the light, you know, because he couldn't
Mhm.
accept it because he was like, I'm not
Yeah,
great.
he died right
I
before
was
his
going to
biggest
reach my
gig.
greatness right now, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then at the end, he was like, yeah, he was like, at the end, he accepted it because he was like, yeah, I was like, I did what all I could do in life, you know,
Yeah.
because he played the gig and that's it. He's like, yeah, I'm down. And so I guess like that's another topic. And it's crazy, like these guys that make it like Pixar and stuff, like a lot of their movies are like very deep, but like a
Yeah.
lot of children is just like a cartoon, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way,
There's
I
so
don't know,
many
like if
levels
they
to
could
interpret
really
it.
understand.
Yeah. There's
Mm-hmm.
that's why they do such a good job, because from ages, from a young age to an adult age, you can take something from these movies and be like, wow, like that was a really good movie with a good message, and the animation was dope. And I appreciated it a lot, man, because like that's the whole way, like all that thing with the soul, the new souls and the lost souls, and what we're doing here on Earth. Like honestly, in that movie Soul, it's not far fetched to what a lot of these teachings, these ancient teachings are saying about what life on Earth is and what we really are. You know what I mean? And what we're doing here. So
Yeah.
it was
The
really
Lost
dope,
Souls
man.
part too. Like remember?
Yeah.
Like the Dark Soul is just like a really dark like really like
So they're just
grimacing like
disconnected.
creatures roaming around.
Yeah, they were
And then
just,
remember when he gave
Huh?
like the little spark to like the guy that was like working in the office. You know, he was like
Yeah, he
sitting
was
there.
like
He's like, and then he fucking just destroys everything. He
yeah, he was like a hedge fund
was
broker
like,
or
"What the
whatever,
fuck am
and he
I
was like,
doing here?" Yeah,
and there was a scene in
what the
that
fuck am
scene
I
they were
doing here?
like,
Then he destroys everything.
yeah, in that scene they were like, a spark can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because it can disconnect you from what life is truly about. So there was a scene where a lot of these people with their sparks, they got too obsessed with them and it disconnected them from life, and they became a lost soul, because life is about balance. It's not about your the main character said he thought he confused his spark with his purpose, and your purpose is not your spark. You can't in that movie they were saying like you can't confuse the two. Your sparks are what make you want to live, but that it's not your purpose. And a lot of people, I can see a lot of people like hedge fund broker managers or these people with stressed out jobs, but they're rich. They're not, you can't say that they're living their best lives because they're not balanced, and and life is about finding that balance and how it works for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, everyone should go watch that film, man. If you have kids, have them watch it. All ages can watch it. Like I'm going to watch it again, man. That shit was such a good movie. Mad gems in there,
It's
mad
nice.
metaphors of what life I think is really about, and it gives you good perspective because out here in the West, in the East it's different as far as like the world. In the East they accept death.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's coming. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's a part of life. In the West, they want to keep you distracted as fuck. We don't even like talking about death. It's an uncomfortable situation. Everyone thinks it's too morbid. Everyone thinks, but guess what? Motherfuckers die every day. A lot of people died this year. People got started accepting that we all have a limited amount of time on this earth. So don't take it for granted. Health can flip on you like that in the blink of an eye. The person that you love could die tomorrow. And every day I try to set myself in a new, I'm not the best at it, but I consciously try to work at giving myself a fresh mind state and not hold any grudges or drown in despair or anything, because it distracts you from the fact that it distracts you from being present and really accepting that every day is one day closer to death, my friend. So enjoy this. It makes your problems really seem really minuscule, and it just gives you a better perspective of life, man. So that's what it's all about, man. And,
Yeah.
hopefully I have, 50 plus years left to go, but who knows,
Who knows, man?
We
But
got to enjoy this ride while we can.
shit, man. Yeah, gotta enjoy, man. Even though 2020 was one of the most probably insane years of anybody's life. Just seeing how everything is crumbling, but it's gonna get built back up eventually.
Yeah, always does. That's the nature.
I know. Can't wait to see what happens next.
You gotta destroy to rebuild.
This is the last podcast of the year, so I think, and this was a good start too. This is one of the things that we started this year that
exactly.
That have been fulfilled after all these years of us trying, and this pandemic has brought this forth, brought this up too, and grateful for this and stuff, and sharing stories with people and whoever is watching and stuff. We appreciate you guys for listening and stuff, and we're gonna keep doing it
we're gonna keep doing this. Yeah, it's been good for us too. For me, it's been therapeutic. It's been really and just this whole podcast process has been a good experience. It's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and now that we have the time to do it, and I don't think we're gonna let up on this either. So like Steve said, everyone that's been listening, we appreciate you guys. We're only going to continue to make this better. We hope that you enjoy our stories and these podcasts and keeping up with us during these times. This long form dialogue is a good thing, I think, because, you got an hour, 45 minutes to an hour plus of us just shooting this shit, man. And, in this day of fast food media, and you don't really get that. So I hope everyone appreciates this, and we're looking forward to the new year and making this better, bigger and better. And as with everything else, stay safe out there, everybody. Wash your hands, brush your teeth, protect your neck. Because, the boogeyman, he's not far-fetched, man. He's out here. And that boogeyman is a war on consciousness, a war on your health. So take care of yourselves, man, and keep it pushing, man. Is there anything you want to add on top of that, Steve?
No, man, this is it, man. We're signing off 2020, man.
We'll we got 3 days left. Yeah, we got 3 days left of this year. What a year it's been, man. I can't believe we got 3 days left in this year, because I remember Kobe dying like it was yesterday, and that was January 26th. Well, was it January 26th or January 20? Yeah, it was early January, man. Forgive me if I got the date wrong, but I felt like that was just yesterday, man. And we've been through so much this year, man, as far as we should have did a recap. That's what we should have did. As far as everything that happened this year, like with the protests and wildfires and health environment, and and just so much, man, happened this fucking year, man. Pedophile rings and sex trafficking and and COVID, of course, and president election, my God. It's just so much has happened this year, man. It's crazy, bro. We lost a lot of good people this year too. What a fucking year, man.
Yeah.
But we made it. We're almost through.
Is there?
Almost through. So guys, we're going to see you in 2021, guys. We'll see you in the future. Hopefully just a little bit better, a little bit healthier, a little bit in a better pace of mind. We love you guys. Yeah, man. To Reserve Podcast, Stephen Mack signing out. 2021.
Peace out. See you at the year of the ox.
Year of the ox.